How you doing, Coach?
Good, how you doing?
Couple weeks of practice in the books.
Yeah, it's about time. It's halfway point. Practice 8 today, and I think everybody's looking forward to getting the first scrimmage under their belt. It'll be a big personnel evaluation. Some of the returning guys that have played a lot of football, it would be good for them to get some bangs in there and see where they've progressed, where maybe they've worked on some of the things we've talked about this offseason. And the thing that this scrimmage is really exciting for is the younger kids, the kids that played special teams roles maybe last year, or the red shirts, just to see them, getting the flow of the game without coaching, so to speak, and how they react under fire and how they handle the situations.
What have you seen before this scrimmage? What have you seen for the last 2 weeks?
Yes, I think there's been we talked about it earlier, a very good basic knowledge of what we're doing from not just the first and second group, which we expected, obviously, but the younger kids have a really good working knowledge of what we asked them to do. So that's been fun to see. And I think for 8 days, the attitude and the mental approach has been pretty good. Usually there's a lull in there, especially leading up to the first scrimmage when you're getting a little tired of hitting each other. But they've been pretty good. The attitudes have been good. The competition level, I think Coach has done a good job of kind of throwing a bone out there every day. Let's compete against the defense, and get some excitement going. So I've been pleased. Now the evaluation, it's like I said, this Friday we'll really sit back and watch. Now this is a fun day for a coach. You call the play, you sit there and watch and see how we do, and there'll be some things that we're really pleased with. There'll be some things we know we have to work on, but we need to find out where we're at.
Todd, what have you seen from the backup quarterbacks in these first 2 weeks so far?
I think a couple of things. Bobby's working hard on a couple of things we thought that hindered him last year. I think he had to get sharper with his reads and understand exactly what was going to happen pre-snap, have a real good gauge, so kind of a coach on the field, more of that approach to what he did, and really working hard on him throwing when he had to redirect his feet. He was throwing pretty well if he just had 1, 2, 3 and get it out, but he struggled with accuracy when he had to redirect his feet, so he's working hard on that, and we've seen a little bit of improvement there. Matt, just had to get him back his confidence level. When we redshirted him a year ago, I thought he just kind of not shut it down, but kind of went into redshirt mode. Just talk to him about competing. What's your standard? How much do you want to be a great football player? How important is it to you now? And he's done a nice job. He's come out. He's gotten better every day. His numbers are good in practice. So I'm looking forward to watching him, especially to see how he handles it. But he's done a nice job, especially running with the three group.
When you say he's gotten better, is there certain areas that you say he's excelling in?
Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
I think the biggest thing we've harped on him is he's always been a pretty accurate thrower, getting the ball out on time. Not waiting until it's open. And he's gotten better there. We chart how many late throws he has every day, and maybe the first 3 or 4 days, or maybe 6 of them. If he threw 35 balls, let's say. Now he's down to 1, 2, or 3 on a given day. So getting the ball out on time, I think he's improved a tremendous amount. And when he kind of went through that red shirt last year, he was kind of pushing the ball and really not throwing it, and just getting back. And we worked on him that this off season, and got him, as I say, throwing some fastballs back there, and he's spinning a little bit better. And so that's been an area that I think he's improved also.
Todd, can you give us an update on Estenor and how he's doing, and also who's kind of stepped up in his absence there?
Yeah, I think he's doing well. Just from what Steve has reported on him, it's coming around nicely. I don't know, his availability, next week, the week after, whatever. But I think it's come along well. A couple of guys. Brynjar Gumminson's a young guy that we were running with the 2s. We threw him at the 1 as a freshman redshirt last year, and has a ton of talent. It happened fast for him when we bumped him up, but it was good, because he had gotten some live reps with the 1s. And then Lawrence Martin is a guy that is a guy we got up there, and he has a lot of talent. And he, I always want to say Martin Lawrence, by the way, I always screw that up. But he has a ton of talent. And now his is getting comfortable with our system. He was playing on the left side, we bumped him over to the right now with Danis's Nick, and that will throw him a curveball a little bit, just getting comfortable. But talent-wise, now he's one of our better players, so this will be a real big key for him to get comfortable, because we think he's talented enough to be a contributor for us.
If those guys are on the right side, is it Damien at left guard? Mm-hmm. Or who else is there?
Damien's working at the left guard, yes. Mm-hmm. And we're bumping those guys around right and left, because you have to develop depth at all the front 5 spots.
For the first time, you have a lot more depth at receiver and tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Is that helping the quarterbacks out?
Well, I think it helps you when you're rolling 1s and 2s, and hey, we got 2 deep, sometimes 3 deep that can go out and execute the play and get open and uncover. The biggest thing is getting everybody on the same page, and right now we're just rolling them. But as you get at the end of spring, going into fall camp, you'll work with your group of top 8 receivers, top 4 tight ends, and you'll get a better feel for everybody's going, kind of on the same page more. But the depth has been good. Now we can get a lot of good looks, and we'll be able to run 2 groups out there and should be able to execute, get open, and give the quarterback some options to throw to.
Now,
Is it 2 more for Coach? So Bobby had to get better at his reads. Is there anything that you've been working on specifically in last season?
Just class time and you know, kind of one of the things I talked to him about, we wanted to make the classroom as competitive as we do on the field. We had to, you know, intensify the learning there and take that from the field. So I think, you know, for him it was seeing things, anticipating things better, and then, you know, the thing that I think a lot of young quarterbacks don't do, they don't take the mental reps. When they're not getting the rep, they got to pay attention and go through the reads themselves, you know, as if they are taking that snap. And so he's done a better job, and he's getting rid of the ball with pretty good consistency in his reads. So, you know, that I've been pleased where he's going.
Out of the skill position
Last
guys
one.
that weren't necessarily known commodities
Mm-hmm.
coming in, who's shown you something?
Of the skill guys?
Yeah.
You know, I think, you know, Marcus played a lot of special teams last year for us, and his name's been thrown around, but nobody's really seen him play a lot of tailback, and I think he has a ton of ability. I think he has a chance to be, if he continues on the path he's going, he has a chance to be a really good football player for us. You know, the guys outside, the guy that's been hanging around, he's small, but Derek Hopkins.
Really?
You know, now that I'm probably more with the quarterbacks and receivers and with the quarterback position, I've really got a new appreciation for that guy. He works hard. He's a great route runner, and he is small. But we've got to find a way to try to incorporate him, you know, in these scrimmages and see how he does, because he's always been there. We always talked about him, but you never got to him. I've been really impressed with his work ethic, and he's a neat kid. He really is. He's fun to be around. I've enjoyed getting to know him better through this deal.
Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.